Hey guys, Justin here from Simplified Investing. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. As you can tell from the title of this video, this will be our weekly watch list that we do put together, choosing our 5 plays for the week as well as doing a market breakdown. Before we get started, if you are interested in joining our private team where you get our course alerts and more, feel free to check out simplified-investing.com today. We would love to have you guys on board. With that being said, the 5 plays this week, the first one going to be space, second one being Nvidia, third one being Roku, fourth one being Nike, and the fifth one being Fubo. Stay tuned to see our detailed analysis and so you guys can make the plays this week. Enjoy. So getting things started, as we did mention last week, SPY looking very strong here, pushing to all-time highs at 427.09. The difficult part when you do get something at all-time highs like SPY here is you do have to resort to intraday levels to find these support and resistances as well as key zones to watch. Again, you can use a $0.50, whole dollar region, for example, on SPY, like a 427 resistance, 426.50 support. However, it would be more set in stone and concrete levels by using those intraday levels. And at uncharted territories without having any data around these regions, you do have to resort to intraday levels here. So first one being here at that 427.09 resistance region. Again, you can see we hit that on Friday on the S&P 500 index on the SPY ETF and then pulling back here below that region. We have made a series of higher highs here off of this low at 618 at this 416 support region. Higher highs here, strong buying pressure coming in off of these lows. Continuous higher highs here all throughout this entire week here on SPY. We do have this gap support region below after we did gap up through this resistance region here at this 425.44 region here, at least giving us a support level below to watch now at that 425.44 region. Again, you can see a rejection point on 614. Sellers still not able to, or buyers still not able to break that region. And then sellers completely taking control on 615. Also sellers at that region here on 624, finally gapping and breaking above. So now we do have this 425.44 support if we do get a pullback here on SPY. Now, as for the NASDAQ, again, the NASDAQ strong move too here as well, pushing to all-time highs. So again, anytime you do have something at all-time highs, you do have to resort to intraday levels again. So 14,422 being the high on the NASDAQ futures /NQ. The corresponding ETF for this would be QQQ. So again, going off the NASDAQ market here, more tech and more growth weighted stocks in this one versus value and things of that of the nature of the Dow. So again, 14,422 will be the region to watch here. Support region below at this 14,275 support level. So watch these two levels here in the coming week for /NQ for better direction. But again, strong move here, strong higher highs corresponding with SPY and the recent rotation that we have seen back into the growth and some of those high valued growth stocks that we have been seeing lately. So first play of the week, one that we actually had some really good success with on Friday, going to be space. Again, for a checklist, especially for those of you who are members, you understand the checklist that we do teach. For those of you who aren't, the main thing that we do look for when we do look for places is going to be abnormal volume. So when we look at volume here on space, right, we get a normal region around here at, say, 15 million. Well, we just traded 300 million shares on space on Friday in news that Richard Branson may be taking a space flight through space before Jeff Bezos, maybe potentially within July 4th weekend. So obviously some news around this, the reason for this gapping up here. Incredibly strong trading 20 times the normal amount of volume. So their volume is going to be the leading indicator that we use, and that is what we are getting here on space. The one thing I want to watch for is a breakout over 60. If we do get a breakout over 60, very well could see that 65 region here. If you do look at the bid and ask after hours, we are pushing up about $3 a share here. So that continued buying pressure pushing space to the upside here. I do believe we do see all-time highs here on this one in the coming week once we do break out over that 60 region here. Again, looking incredibly strong, trading 20 times the normal volume. Breaking out of basically the sideways consolidation off of this reversal breakdown on the beginning of March. Now we're finally breaking out over 60, really liking this one with the potential for 65 all-time highs here on space. But again, volume there, this is all going to be related to the news that Richard Branson will be trying to take a spaceship into space within the coming weeks to beat essentially Jeff Bezos in Blue Origin. So again, I always look behind a reasoning for this move. What is the reason behind this? That is going to be the reason behind space, trading 20 times the normal amount of volume that it has. The second play, going to be Nvidia. Again, one that we have played quite a bit recently. You can see off of this earnings report back here at the end of May, continuous higher high here off of this 571 region all the way up to 776. So a gain of $200 a share. Incredible run here, continued higher highs. What I want to see is better direction here over 770 and again at 775. We have been watching this. There has been a heavy sell wall at 775 on Nvidia. We saw it here on 618 with the gap up with heavy volume. Sellers completely taking control of this region. And then here we saw it on 624 too as well, intraday. Heavy selling pressure here on Nvidia at 775. If we do get the breakout over that, I do think we can see that $800 region here on Nvidia on this trend move here. We're basically trying to go for a cup breakout here. We did fail that cup breakout move on 624. We did get a rejection to the downside here. However, if we do get a breakout over 775, I do think we can see 800 here on this for a continued strength play here on Nvidia and play this trend off of that excellent earnings that they did report here and this continued higher move here on Nvidia. Third play, one that we've also been watching lately, getting some volume coming back into Roku, but not the abnormal amount of volume that we would personally like to see. Again, you can see we are getting elevated volume, but nothing like you did see on Space where we were trading 20 times the normal average. So something to note here, but great higher high move here off of basically 3-month consolidation base here on Roku. Finally breaking out. If we do get a breakout over this 448.45 region, I do think we can see that 480, 485 region above. Again, Roku, a very strong trend play here. We are pushing up here in the after hours as well. So in closing with a lot of large flow here on Friday into close relative to the market, a lot of big orders pushing this upside and a lot of strength on this one pushing this into close versus the market weakness that we did see. So again, I want to see this one over that 448.45 region. An easier level would be 450 for a $0.50 whole dollar region. I want to see a breakout over that, but great trend move here, basically covering over $10 a share in a matter of 5 days. So obviously strength in this, a lot of volume. There were talks of Comcast potentially buying them out. Part of the reason for the move on this is the talks that Comcast could potentially buy them out. Nothing to be announced yet, just rumors, so nothing to really play off of that news. However, we can play price action and volume, continuous higher highs here off of these two consolidation days here that we saw on Thursday and Friday. I want to see a breakout higher high over that 448.45 region for a continued upside here on Roku and then all-time high push here at that 484.50 region on Roku. Again, looking very strong. We'll wait for that breakout to take this one here intraday. Fourth one, coming off an amazing earnings report here, gap up over this resistance region here at this 147.68 level, pushing to all-time highs here, even pushing and creating new all-time highs here in the bid and ask after hours. So again, same thing with the market index. When you are looking at equities, you do have to resort to intraday levels at all-time highs as well. So currently right now we do have that 154.59 region being of importance. We are getting an incredible amount of volume here on Nike. Again, trading 45 million shares versus the average of 10 million. So 4.5 times the normal amount of volume. So that is going to be the first checklist that we do look for when we are watching for plays, of which we did get here on Nike. I do think if we can get a breakout over 155 here on this one, it will be a continued higher high move with potential for 160. However, these levels aren't set in stone as we do need to resort to intraday levels here on Nike as we are jumping to all-time highs. Huge gap level here, breaking all-time highs at the 147.68 region. Now let's see if we can make continued higher highs over 155 with a potential for 160 within this coming week. The last play, one that has been beaten up lately but starting to bounce back, fubo. Nice move here. One thing to note on fubo is we have been watching it, but the premium movement has been very expensive and the premium moves have not been very strong compared to what they should be for how fubo is moving. So something to note, when you do have more expensive premiums, you do have higher implied volatility. Take that into consideration before you do size into this. So again, higher highs off of this low here. We had an earnings report down at this, when was that, 512, and we basically bounced from $15 a share all the way up to 34. So over 100% bounce here within a month and a half, essentially. So very strong here, liking fubo. Really what I want to see is a breakout over this 35 region. So we can see this rejection here. I'll draw this level for you guys to see. So that way it is an easier visualization. We'll draw it up here at 35. There we go. So again, we're testing that support, holding that support, breaking that resistance and rejection zone here on 316 before this continued lower low all the way down to this 2018 support region. We are getting some buying pressure here on Friday. I would like to see a breakout over 35 for confirmation on this one. Again, steady higher highs here, some strength on it. Abnormal volume needs to confirm on this one, but looking very strong if we can break out over 35 this week with the ultimate potential for 40 and then above that at 45.23. But liking fubo off of these lows, some buying here coming in on Friday. Let's watch on Monday if we can get continued buying pressure over 35 for a continued upside here on fubo. That being said, that wraps up our watch list for this week. If you did find it useful, if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. And then again, as mentioned in the beginning of the video, if you are interested in joining our private team, feel free to check out simplified-investing.com today, where you will get our course, alerts, more, and access to myself for any help that you need with your trading. Hope you guys all have a green week and have a great weekend. Enjoy.